Maharashtra State Government on Tuesday unveiled the Maharashtra Electric Vehicle Policy 2021. The policy aims to boost the sale of electric vehicles along with enhancing their production and strengthening necessary infrastructure in the state. What is the significance of this policy and how is it in line with India's 2030 electric vehicles mission? Welcome to Indie Journal Made Simple. I'm Prajakta, and in today's episode we are going to take a look at the state government's new policy aimed at promoting the use of electric vehicles. The new policy is the revision of the policy introduced by the state back in 2018. The Rs 930 crore policy is valid till March 31st, 2025 and aims for electric vehicles to be 10% of all new vehicle registrations by 2025. While unveiling the policy, State Environment Minister Aditya Thackeray also said that all new government vehicles will be EVs from April 2022. Indian government had set the target of only selling electric vehicles by 2030 in its EV mission. While the target seems difficult to accomplish at the moment, some speculation have stated that at least 30% of India's vehicles could be EVs by then. Also, the major EV penetration is predicted to be achieved through two-wheelers and four-wheelers. Electric vehicles were first introduced in the Indian market in 1996. While the speed and efficiency of the vehicles in front of their fossil fuel-run counterparts was a major challenge back then, the companies have since grown on that front. However, the high cost of the EVs and lack of supporting infrastructure have been a hindrance in the sales of EVs. Before we see what incentives Maharashtra has offered, let's try to understand why is it so expensive to buy an electric vehicle. The main reason why EVs are expensive is their components, especially the batteries. An EV battery comprises lithium-ion cells and uses metals such as lithium, cobalt, nickel, and manganese. Mass production of these batteries is a challenge and supply chains are limited. Natural resources like lithium, cobalt are also limitedly available. Moreover, the technology used in EVs is relatively newer, demand and awareness about the vehicles is lower. Due to this, the cost of the vehicles continues to remain high. It's to address these issues exactly, several states have proposed or introduced incentives to boost the production as well as sale of EVs. Maharashtra's neighbor Gujarat recently unveiled its own EV policy. While Gujarat has thus become the state offering EVs at the lowest price in the country, Maharashtra too has promised some alluring incentives and benefits for those wishing to choose the electric mode of transport. The policy exempts all new electric vehicles sold in the state till 2025 from road tax. The government has planned to increase the state's manufacturing capability as well as to create an all-round infrastructure for the efficient use of EVs. So what are the different provisions introduced by the state government to ensure the same? The policy majorly focuses on incentivizing personal use two-wheeler and four-wheeler vehicles. Those buying EVs in 2021 itself will reap the maximum benefits. The state will subsidize the first 1 lakh electric two-wheeler buyers who are eligible for an incentive of Rs 5,000 kW per hour of battery capacity. The incentive limit has been increased to Rs 10,000 from an earlier cap of Rs 5,000. An additional early bird incentive of up to Rs 15,000 for an e-two-wheeler with a 3 kW per hour battery has also been offered for those who purchase the vehicle before the end of this year. While the electric cars and SUVs have been offered similar incentives of Rs 5,000 per kilowatt per hour of battery capacity, the subsidy can be availed by vehicles with a battery capacity of up to 30 kilowatt per hour. The incentive has been capped at Rs 1.5 lakh. Moreover, if you buy the vehicle before December 31st, 2021, you will also be eligible for an additional incentive of Rs 1 lakh. The state government also plans to boost EVs in public transportation. The policy aims at 25% electrification of public transport by 2025 in 6 urban centers: Mumbai, Pune, Nagpur, Aurangabad, Amravati and Nashik. Many of these cities already have operational e-buses, while others already have proposals to bring them on road soon. The government has stated that 15% of all MSRTC buses will be electrified by 2025. Electric buses have been offered an incentive of up to Rs 20 lakh, while three-wheelers will be considered for an incentive of Rs 30,000. As part of the early bird deal, the discount is Rs 75,000 for three-wheelers if the vehicle is bought in 2021. Fleet aggregators like e-commerce companies, delivery or logistic players will also be encouraged to use more electric vehicles. At least 25% of urban fleet in the state will be expected to transition to EVs by 2025. In order to support the proposed EV sales, Maharashtra government has also planned an extensive boost in infrastructural as well as manufacturing facilities. The most commonly expressed concern by anyone who contemplates buying an EV today is that of the availability of charging facilities for the vehicles within cities as well as on highways. A charging network will be set up with around 2,500 charging stations in 7 major urban areas and 4 highways as part of the EV policy. 1,500 of those will be set up in the greater Mumbai region. Pune will get 500. There will be 150 each in Nagpur and Nashik, 75 in Aurangabad, 30 in Amravati and 20 in Solapur. 4 major highways, Mumbai-Pune, Mumbai-Nashik, Mumbai-Nagpur and Pune-Nashik will also be covered under this. Those setting up first 15,000 slow chargers and first 500 fast chargers will be eligible for incentives. Thackeray also said that urban local bodies shall be encouraged to provide property tax rebates to residential owners for installing private charging infrastructure. Such parking spaces will also be considered while designing amenities in the development plans for cities. For the upcoming projects, government has made EV-ready parking spaces mandatory up to 20% in residential apartments, 25% in institutional and commercial complexes, and 100% in government offices. As far as manufacturing is concerned, the minister said that Maharashtra aims to be the country's top producer of EVs in terms of annual production capacity. The setup of EV production facilities, advanced chemistry cell battery factories, EV component manufacturing plants will be incentivized in the state. The state is targeting the establishment of at least 1 gigafactory and has also welcomed a facility for manufacturing hydrogen fuel cells. The factories will be eligible for waiving of stamp duty and exemption of electricity duty. The Environment Minister said that the policy is important as it is being said that this is the last decade for us to take steps to make our environment better. But in the present condition, are EVs really environment friendly? To start with, let's make it clear that they are certainly much better than the petrol-diesel run vehicles. The emission from the fossil-fueled vehicles are one of the major pollutants in urban areas across the globe. In fact, last year, in the initial months of coronavirus pandemic and lockdown, the absence of vehicles on roads actually led to significant drop in pollution levels. However, just because EVs do not emit greenhouse gases does not mean that they don't cause any pollution anywhere. Over 65% of India's electricity is generated from thermal power plants and over 80% of these plants are coal-based. More EVs on roads might reduce local emissions. However, the thermal power plants would still continue to emit greenhouse gases. We'll just not be able to see or feel that around us. Battery manufacturing is also known to increasingly emit CO2 around the world. The extraction of rare earth elements like lithium, nickel and cobalt required for the production of batteries is also an energy-intensive process. Whether the extraction takes place safely and ethically is also another major conflict. Let's remember that EVs are not truly eco-friendly until we continue to use the conventional sources of energy over the cleaner alternate ones. However, in cities engulfed with smog, there is a hope that EVs could bring about some respite. Also, while the state has plans to introduce EVs in public transport, it needs to be combined with the overall strengthening of infrastructure to reduce dependency on personal vehicles in general. If you find the information in this video useful, do share it with your friends and let us know your feedback. For more explainers, interviews and reportages, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon. Also download our app Indie Radio for daily news, podcasts and audiobooks.